Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Travel with Terri podcast, featuring Terri Guthrie, a Dallas, Texas-based travel journalist who loves to talk about luxury family vacations, regional food and culture, national parks, historic attractions, and so much more. Terri and Ron Guthrie have been traveling all throughout southern Louisiana, and today they are on location as we record this episode of Travel with Terri here on Big Blend Radio. Today they are in Lafayette, and in fact, Lafayette, Louisiana, the happiest city in the country, is the host of the International Food, Wine, Travel Writers Association, which is how Terri and Ron got traveling all over throughout Louisiana, which is just one of our most favorite states. We like to say Louisiana is its own country within the United States. Very excited to have Terri back on, as well as Ben Berthelot, who is the president and CEO of the Lafayette Convention and Visitors Commission. And I encourage you to go to LafayetteTravel.com. As always, the links are in the episode notes, but seriously, Nancy and I get to go to Lafayette this December. So we're really excited to hear what Terri and Ron have been up to and if they behaved in the happiest city. So Terri, how are you doing? Are you behaving? I don't think you can.
Yeah. Well, well, kind of, yeah, because I've been eating way too much. So that is definitely some misbehaving. I've had a lot of good food and drinks here. But yeah, I'm very happy because I'm in the happiest city in America.
All right. All right. And it sounds like, a lot of music. You've got, the Cajun and Creole food. You've got Cajun and Creole music. You've got beautiful weather out there right now, too, I bet.
Yes, it's perfect. It's perfect, Lisa. And I have to tell you, I have decided why this is the happiest city in America, because they're just all together and they're dancing and eating and drinking and enjoying the beautiful outdoors here. And, how can you not be happy when you're here in Lafayette? It's just impossible not to be happy because they have so much going on all the time. And, you are in the heart of Cajun and Creole country. And it's truly one of our nation's most unique regions. And Lafayette is definitely one of our most unique cities in the United States, hands down.
I agree. That whole area to me is special. And I love the fact that there's history, nature, music, culture, food, and the outdoors. But do you think the university also gives like an extra dose of, youthful energy to the place?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll let Ben speak more on that. And yeah, we're right over here by the University of Louisiana. And, that's home of the Raging Cajuns. And I'll let Ben talk a little bit more about the university because, yes, it does have a huge impact on this area, not only culturally, but economically, obviously. And one thing I learned yesterday that I really thought was impressive, that here at U of L, they have the largest French studies program in the entire nation. So keeping that French language alive and strong and very relevant. Good to talk to Ben.
Yeah.
Because I have sure about all that, but I know Ben knows everything. So here he is.
Welcome back, Ben. It's a treat. We get to have you twice a year now on the show. So welcome back.
Thank you so much. It's great to be back. I appreciate you guys having me on. And we missed you for the conference. But let me just say what an honor it has been to host the IFWTWA conference over the last few days. And our team has done a great job. I think everybody had a great time. We had one journalist here from the UK, and last night he asked me, he said, "What, in your opinion, why do you think you're the happiest city in America?" And what I told him, it was actually based on statistics, CDC statistics by the Wall Street Journal. But at the end of the day, it's everything Terri said. It's the food, it's the music. We work hard, we play hard, and it's what we call our joie de vivre, our joy of life. And I think all of those things play into what makes this such a special and unique area. And I'm so excited that Terri recognizes that. She's been here before, that you recognize that. But I think it was a great opportunity for us to expose our area to the rest of the travel writers who may have never been here before. So it's been a great week. And the university, as you mentioned, is a big part of our community, the one and only Raging Cajun brand in the world. So there are bears and tigers and ducks, but there's only one Raging Cajun mascot or program in the country. That's the University of Louisiana. So, and then lastly, I'll just mention, as you talked, the French culture is a big piece of of our area. And if you drive around town, our signs are in French. But I think around 30% of people in Louisiana still speak French. And there has been a sort of a renaissance of the language. We have French immersion in our schools. This past weekend, we had the French ambassador in town for Festival Cajun and Creole. We had the consul general to France. We had the mayor of Namur, Belgium. We had a delegation from Brittany, France, called Braise America. So that French culture is really a big piece of who we are as well.
That's what I was thinking. I think because I was saying to Terri that I think there's like an immersion kind of program where you can learn French. So it was the schools that I was thinking of. Because I'm going to need help when we get there because we are so excited that we're coming to Lafayette this December. We are sad that we missed the IFWTWA conference, but I tell you what, I think every travel writer in the world has been pitching us about, you've got to know this about Lafayette. I'm like, I know. And everyone wants to write about Lafayette and the surrounding areas. So, and I think that is really exciting because I really want people to understand the full scope of the state of Louisiana. And what I've seen and heard from Terri and other writers and watched on social media is it really seems like the southern part of Louisiana has united with you to really show all these travel journalists just how much the region has to offer as a whole. So you're showing like true community spirit in showcasing everything. You guys have some good pride for good reason, right? To come together like that.
We sure do. And that's one of my favorite things about tourism is that visitors to the area, they don't care about city or parish lines. They just want to have a good time. So they're going to go into other areas outside of Lafayette Parish. Yesterday, we had a group at Tabasco, the only place in the world where Tabasco is made and bottled and shipped all around the world. Today, they leave on post-fams to places like St. Martin Parish and St. Landry Parish. And I know Terry's going to be in the Cajun Coast about an hour away. So just great product in the entire region. And Lafayette is known as the hub city because we have these great communities all around us, and a lot of times they will come to Lafayette for services such as medical or entertainment. We have the Cajun Dome, a great venue, but really the entire region, what we call Acadiana, is our product, and we have some fantastic product. You and I have talked in the past. The Atchafalaya Basin, the largest swamp in North America, is just 20 minutes away. Yesterday, we had folks at Lake Martin, which is one of the most beautiful opportunities for birding in the country. You have communities like Arnaudville and Vermilion Parish and Iberia Parish, all within 15 to 20 minutes of Lafayette Parish and in that region that we call Acadiana, which is such a special place.
Well, let's talk food because I know you always talk about your seasons revolve around food. It's like it's what's come in. Is it shrimp season, crawfish season? I want to hear how Terri is doing with all this food because last time she messaged me yesterday afternoon, we're going through the Jackery. Now we're having king cake. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think she's going to be doing some extra exercising when she gets home. So Terri, I want to hear about your food adventures because you're also out there yesterday with a lady who is making like a jambalaya or a gumbo mix that people are throwing off at the crowds during Mardi Gras, during the parades. I mean, what is going on, Terri? You're having too much fun
that was
without
the
me.
jambalaya girl, yes.
That was a jambalaya. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Food is king here. I just have to say, I was telling one of the travel writers yesterday, I don't know that I have ever been in a city or a region that is so food focused. And I love it because it's what really brings a community together. So it's very much a communal type of thing because if anybody's ever cooking anything around here, they make extra times 10 because they want to share it. And that's just really ingrained in them. That's what they do. They share their food, their music, their culture. And I love that about it. And of course, Lisa, good Lord, we have eaten so well here. And they told me to wear my stretchy pants and they weren't lying. I hope I haven't gained too much weight because I'm heading to Florida next. It has just been just delicious. And it's been fun to just to taste the different versions of, the gumbo or jambalaya or whatever, the boudin, which I have to tell you, I love. We went to this place called Johnson's yesterday, and they are the store. I think they started in Eunice, but they are the store that first started selling boudin, like on the storefront. and a little grocery store back then, and it's really grown and is very popular here, rightfully so, because that's the best boudin I've ever tasted. I've been on the boudin trail before. This was hands down the best. It was kind of fun too. I had a connection with Lori, who is the store's owner. It was her dad that started it because, as you may know, my dad was in the grocery store business too. So we were both talking about how we started out as bagging groceries and stocking shelves and made our way up to being a cashier. But that is just one of the fun and unique things, that you can do here. I had alligator yesterday too on my list of things, which I have to tell you is very tasty. And
is it like chicken? Come on, I got to ask that question.
No, maybe a little bit, but not really. It has its own distinct flavor and texture, I think, but it's very good. And I didn't hear anybody that didn't like it. I think everyone enjoyed it. So yeah, they know how to cook down here. Let me just tell you, they know what they're doing. And guess what? This is what I love too. It is very much a thing here that the men cook. Yeah, the men are very, very much into cooking and sharing their recipes and talking about cooking, and everybody has their own technique, their own seasonings. They all put their own individual little flair and touch to their recipes and their cooking. I'm telling you, the place revolves around food. They truly do, and that's why it's probably one of the best foodie cities, not just in the United States, but in the world.
Well, did you go to a gas station and get some food yet? I'm like dying to know that I'm not the only person who travels in Louisiana. I know Louisiana does this, but like Nancy and I know going to a gas station and getting food is going to be one of your best options, and it is delicious. So have you done that yet?
Yes, I have, because that's probably one of the more popular places to get boudin. There's a lot of boudin served at different gas stations, but also a lot of the gas stations have the plate lunches, and that is a thing here also, which I love. I love everything here, but Ron and I don't know, maybe just because we grew up in the South, we can identify with so much of this, and that is their delicious plate lunches, and also their po' boys. And I didn't even know until yesterday when I was with our friends from the UK. I did not realize that a po' boy was a regional thing because I grew up eating them. It's very much a regional thing.
Love a good po' boy. Now, the other question I have for you, of course, now the boudin wars, that's a big deal. Like if you say one place is better than the other, you're starting a fight, and a good fight. You're going to get a raging Cajun after you just now if you do that, because it's serious. It's serious. But I think I saw you at a distillery yesterday too. I mean, you really have been busy. Is that true? Was it a distillery that you went to?
Oh, not yesterday. But I did. I did. I was actually in another area that was over. I think I was in Gonzales. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
You were. Now that I think of it,
that was sugar-filled spirits. That's where we were, and that's a great place, and they're doing some great things over there. Yeah, I've had a lot in common with their owner. We enjoyed that, and boy, they've got some good stuff and some award-winning spirits.
Man, I'm getting excited.
They have lots right here too. I think some other people in our group they were on a tour, and I actually have what is the name of the distillery here that is the two guys of Fraternity Brothers?
So we have a lot. We have Wildcat Brothers, which does a rum, and then down the road, you have Bayou Rum, which has great product as well. And then we have several breweries. You have Bayou Teche Brewery and Parish Brewing. Parish Brewing has a canebrake beer that's very, very popular. So no shortage on the, spirit side as well. So food and spirits tend to go together.
And a beat of beer is
what I was
still
thinking
a thing.
about.
A beat of beer.
That's the one. I'm sorry. That's the one I was thinking about last time, Lisa. Was So they they have it all here.
Now, I want to hear what's coming up for Lafayette, because every time we talk to Ben, there's something new going on. There's a new festival, and their festivals are world-renowned. I mean, some of the festivals have been going for a long time, but I don't think Lafayette sits back in regards to, like, what else can we do? What else can we do to have more fun and stay happy? So what's coming up? We're at the end. We're getting to the end of the year. What can we expect for the end of the year and for 2026?
Sure. Well, I'm really excited. We're going to launch the Louisiana Music Museum. That's going to get under
Ooh.
construction in 2026 in downtown Lafayette, next to our Acadiana Center for the Arts, which is a beautiful facility in itself. But it's really going to focus not only on the great Cajun and Zydeco music of our region, the birthplace of Cajun and Zydeco music, but the music of all of Louisiana. And I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to be a destination museum in that not only will people who are in Lafayette go to that museum, but I do believe people will come to Lafayette to go to that museum. So we're really excited about that. And then just recently, we have a new boutique hotel that broke ground in downtown Lafayette, which is much needed for us. And we're excited about that. We're currently working on an indoor sports complex, which is right across the street from where we are here at the Hilton Garden Inn. That would be 150,000 square feet, 10 basketball courts, 20 volleyball courts. So our sports tourism is really thriving. It's our fastest growing market. We have great facilities in Broussard and Youngsville and Scott and Carencro on the outdoor side. And so we're looking forward to the possibility of that indoor sports complex in complement with our university and our Cajun Dome. So a lot going on. Of course, the food, the festivals. We just celebrated 51 years of Festival Cajun and Creole, and then Festival International de Louisiana, the world's largest free Francophone festival, coming back in April. It's a great time to be in our area as well.
Wow, a lot happening. I like the sports part of it because we got to do something to work off all that food. That and dancing, right? I know you guys like to dance. I want to do this. I want to do a Zydeco brunch, man. Terri, that's on my bucket list for Lafayette.
Lisa, I was going to tell you also, we have done not once, but twice, we've done dance lessons here. And so Ron and I get to add that to our dance repertoire. I'm not telling you that we're good, but we tried. And our first night at our opening ceremony, we had a great dance lesson. And then yesterday, we did the Hub City tour, which is fantastic, gives you a great broad brush of everything. We ended with the dance lesson after we had our daiquiri and our king cake, but that was so much fun and got a little exercise. And then last night, we got to try some of our new two-stepping and they have several different things here, and the people here know how to dance too because they dance so much. It is just a way of life here. But one thing, and all ages. That's what I love. It's very, very multi-generational. Yeah, absolutely. But our tour started out yesterday, I have to tell you, with a swamp tour over at Lake Martin. And that's what Ben had mentioned earlier and about the birding there. And he's not lying. I'm telling you, we saw so many beautiful birds, especially the cranes. Honestly, I think we saw maybe 25. And with the backdrop of those massive cypress trees and that draping Spanish moss and a swamp is a living forest. It comes from an Indian word. And it made me want to paint it I'm just sitting there. It's so magical and mystical. And that was it was the most beautiful swamp tour I've ever been on. And I've been on multiple ones, but that one at Lake Martin is something really, really special.
You're just trying to make me really jealous. That's my thing, is going out into swamps and, the bird life. And it's really a great time of year between now and, through winter, all the migrating birds come through and hang out. Louisiana is one of the top places in the country for bird watching, and definitely when it comes to waterfowl. And of course, you got gators too, which they're always cool. I was going to ask you too, how is Ron's teeth? Because what happened? Did he bite the head off the little baby in the king cake? What happened there? Is he okay? Is the baby okay?
Yes, Ron did get the baby in the king cake yesterday. And by the way, they have great bakeries here and that, make some of the best king cake that you can ever taste. Ours was so delicious yesterday. But yeah, it was a surprise. We were all like wondering who was going to get that little baby hidden in there. And Ron was the one that got it. And I actually think he didn't bite the head. I think he bit his butt.
He bit the baby's butt. That's hysterical. Well, the king cake, you start thinking about Mardi Gras. So does Lafayette have a Mardi Gras? I know that's a stupid question, isn't it?
Oh, girl. Yes, I'll let Ben talk about it, but guess what? I've been here at Mardi Gras and I have never
Yeah?
had more fun in my life. Yes, I got to be on one of their floats and throw beads, and they go all out, and it's not a one-day thing. It just goes on and on. I'll let Ben tell you about all that.
Yeah, it's a good time for people to plan to go then.
Sure. Mardi Gras. We had the second largest Mardi Gras in the state. It's a very family-friendly Mardi Gras. And I always tell people, you've got to go to New Orleans and experience Mardi Gras in New Orleans. But after you've done that, come down to Lafayette with your family. It's a very affordable Mardi Gras. We don't have any minimum night stays in our hotels. But back to the king cake. So I'm not sure. I'm sure y'all know, but we haven't talked about it. So when you get the baby in the king cake, then you're supposed to buy the next king cake. That's the tradition. So I'm looking around. I don't see one, Ron, but but anyway, it's a fun little tradition. And Mardi Gras this year is going to be on next year, February 17th. And so we have 2 different weekends to celebrate Mardi Gras through our downtown and ending very close to us where we are right now with the university. So it's a great time to be in our area. Everything that we've been talking about, the food, the music, and the culture is on full display year round, but particularly around our big festivals like Mardi Gras. So it's a great time to be in the area as well.
What's in season to eat in February? What's going on for then? I'm just going to ask the folks planning to come out and go to Mardi Gras in Lafayette.
Sure. Well, let me first say we're about to have our first big cold front this weekend. It's going to drop into the 60s. So we're about to be in gumbo season, and there will be a lot of gumbo cooked in Lafayette this weekend. You'll be able to smell it as you drive around town. And then by February starts crawfish season. And so we have great crawfish, live crawfish that you can boil. And a lot of people do that at their homes. You can go to different restaurants to eat boiled crawfish, but also things like crawfish étouffée, crawfish makshu, and different types of crawfish. So in February around Mardi Gras, it'll be the kickoff of crawfish season as well.
Awesome. Lots going on. Well, it's good to hear your voice and have you back on the show, Ben. I'm, so glad to see so many people having a good time in Lafayette, all these writers. I think, the world is going to hear about Louisiana and Lafayette and all the surrounding areas for a good solid 2 years. Don't you think? This kind of conference, when it comes out, this is going to be pretty epic for the region, for people to experience places that they may not have always known about. And, and maybe have been thinking of going. And now it's time to go, y'all. I can say y'all because you're in Louisiana. So, but I think this is going to be pretty epic for the region.
Question. That's why we were so honored to host this conference. And I said that at the opening ceremony, that I think we as an organization, probably more than most, recognize the importance of having these writers in our area. I'm a member of the Society of American Travel Writers, as was my predecessor. We hosted just about every chapter of SATW. To host you guys, as I said last night in the closing reception, is this week will live on for many, many years to come with the stories that will be written, and not only just word of mouth, but in print and on social media, and will help to continue to put Lafayette Parish and Acadiana on the map. And so we're very grateful to have been able to host this conference, and excited really just that everybody had a great time. And I want to thank our team, Lisa. They've done a phenomenal job, and it was a flawless execution on our part. And Jesse Guidry, our Vice President of Communications, and Danielle Tassan, Leighton LeBlanc, Caroline Marcello, and really our whole team have done a phenomenal job this week. And we can't wait to reap the rewards, I guess, of an incredible week.
That's awesome. Yes. Thank you so much for being back on the show again, everyone. The links are in the episode notes, but you can go to LafayetteTravel.com. And I want to go back to Terri. Terri, are you going to be a little sad leaving? I know she
am. And I too just want to say what a great job that Ben and his team have done. They really have done an outstanding job. And wow, I mean, everything just went off seamlessly and yeah, just perfectly. Yeah, it just has been just a great conference. And my Hub City tour yesterday with Jay, he was just incredible. Some of these tour guides here, historical interpreters and cultural interpreters, they are just like an encyclopedia of knowledge. It's just really impressive because there is such a mixture of cultures here, and to really dive deep in it gets a little complicated. And so they help you kind of map it out and have a great way of explaining it. One of the things I wanted to mention is Vermilion Village. which is a must-do when you come here because it really tells the whole history of the Cajun and Creole lifestyle. But and something, Lisa, I thought about you last night. We went to this cutest place called Blue Moon, which is kind of iconic here. But it's just where they were having like a little jam session of what kind of music would you call that? That they were doing? Okay, Cajun jam, and it was so fun. So the place it's in is just, a very rustic little house, and you're kind of outdoors. And there's a bar there, but I counted, and there were 20 people sitting in a circle, and I think it looks like just everybody's welcome. So they're playing, every instrument you can imagine. There was even a handicapped man over there, playing the harmonica, but they were having the best time, and we were having the best time watching them and dancing. And that's just a part of how this place, it's the food, the music, the culture, history is so alive here. And it's so fascinating and so unique. And Lafayette is definitely, it is a step into a living culture. And you cannot have this experience anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, that's why I say like the entire state, like places like Lafayette and Natchitoches do it really well. Obviously New Orleans and, each city really is who they are. Like it's true authenticity of character, culture, community. Louisiana, I mean, everywhere I've gone there, the people are just so nice and so connected, and it's just friendly and laid back too. There's no pretentiousness that I've experienced.
Oh, no,
just laid
no.
back. And I don't think, like when I say Louisiana is its own country, I really believe that. And I don't mean it's like not united with the rest of the country, but it's
true.
Truly a very unique experience. Like, when you cross in. And even I know with you coming from Mississippi, right? It's not far from where you were raised. It's still different, even though there's some similarities, like magnolia trees, right? And alligators, but it's still different. There's this is who we are. And I love it when places keep their history and culture and integrity, yet also obviously you have to move forward with modern things in life, but, yeah,
it is
amazing.
I tell you here, they really embrace the Cajun and Creole cultures, and they are keeping it alive, and they're sharing it with the world. And that's what's so special, is that we get to come in to their home and to their places where they just gather and have so much fun and just enjoy life. And that's just what's so special about it. Like I said, it's a living culture. So many times a place like this, you're just reading about it on placards in a museum. You're not really getting to experience it firsthand. That's what you get to do here in Lafayette. You get to experience the Creole and Cajun cultures firsthand. That's why I say there is no place like it. And I would highly recommend putting this on your list for your vacation destination, because you will not be disappointed, and it will be a trip that you will remember for a lifetime.
You know what? I think it's a good trip to make. A lot of people won't travel to Europe or Africa or different countries until their kids are a certain age. And I know you love to cover family travel. I think this would be an awesome multi-generational destination. And a lot of Americans are traveling within the country right now. And road tripping is, really not going away. It's climbing and climbing, which we love. And I would say this would make, when you look at all the places you've been over the last week or so, Terri, I think this is like an epic Louisiana road trip, and let Lafayette be your hub, like we're talking about. But bring the kids and like go here before you go to France. Know what I mean? I kind of feel like this would be a good step into even experiencing, the French language and, tasting different foods that you don't always have at home if you're not from Louisiana. I think this would be a really cool way to have a truly awesome experience for the whole family. If you're wanting to go overseas, go here first.
Absolutely. It's an education. And one of the things at Vermilion Village yesterday I learned was that they actually have French camp there, for the kids to really immerse them into the French language and culture. And I was like, man, is that so cool? I'm gonna bring my grandkids down here to go to French camp. So, I mean, they're just doing so many fantastic things here, Lisa. And
you're going to have to do the boutique hotel. You got the boutique hotel too coming in. That's going to be your thing.
Yes.
We know you, you know.
Yes, I told I'm definitely going to check that out because that's, I love to write about luxury travel. And that sounds like that would just be a perfect combination. So,
awesome. Yeah. Good times, huh? Let the good times roll. That's what it's all about in this region. Let the good times roll. Have a good time. And
les bon temps roulés, as we say.
And now, Ben, is IE your area, or is that more Lake Charles area?
Yeah, no, IE, laissez les bon temps roulés. That's us, and that's the region. And let me just say that to hear you guys talk about our area, it just makes me so happy and so proud. And really, I think makes everything that we've done this week worthwhile to be able to show off our area to all of these writers. And as Terri said, we take pride in that while we do have great museums, and certainly we want people to visit those museums, you don't have to go to a museum to learn about our area. You do have the opportunity to become immersed in our culture. To see that you guys experience that just makes me so happy and so proud. So we invite all of your listeners to come down to the heart of Cajun and Creole country, the happiest city in America, Southern Living's tastiest town, the best food city in the United States according to USA Today. So please visit LafayetteTravel.com and plan your trip.
Yeah, I love it. I need to go down to Louisiana. Hey, we're in Texas. We're not that far away. So this is very exciting. I can't wait. So, Terri, you've got to get the IEs going. Seriously.
Yeah.
There you go. IE. I know. It's one of my favorite things. It's like, because I think you just feel like, all right, I'm going to have fun if you say that. It shakes all the stuff out of you that isn't positive and fun. So you continue having fun. We can't wait for the next time we have our Travel with Terri episode, because I know you're going to have more in Louisiana, right? You're not done yet.
No, this is a 12-day adventure. So
told you.
Yes, I am headed to Homa and the Cajun coast. So yeah, I can't wait to explore that area as well.
Awesome. Well, travel safe, have fun, and put an extra dash of Tabasco in your Bloody Mary for me, all right?
Absolutely.
All right. Take care, everyone. Again, go to LafayetteTravel.com. The link is in the episode notes. And stay tuned. We'll have more about Louisiana, I'm sure, coming up. Take care, Terri and Ron and Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's Travel with Terri podcast. You can follow Terri's adventures at travelwithterri.net. And that's Terri with an I, not a Y. Follow us here at bigblendradio.com. Happy travels.